How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be doing my review for the first episode of Lucky Hank, which was simply titled Pilot. Yes, this is the first episode of the new AMC series starring Bob Odenkirk, and a lot of people were really excited for the show because this is Bob Odenkirk's first TV role after Better Call Saul. So it's kind of a big deal. Also, it is still tied to the Breaking Bad lore, if you will. I mean, obviously, it's not set in the Breaking Bad universe. It's its own little thing, of course. It's actually based off a book called Straight Man, which I did read, and we'll talk about some of the differences later in this review. But this series is actually from the executive producer of Breaking Bad as well, which is pretty interesting. So that's just some cool little tidbits of information. But overall, what were my thoughts on the first episode of this show? Was it a good start to the series? I would say yes. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It didn't blow me away necessarily, but at the same time, I didn't really know what to expect, weirdly enough, because even though I did read the book, seeing books translated to live action, whether it's a movie or a TV show, you never really know what you're going to get. But I am happy to say that I did really enjoy this first episode. So we have this character of William Henry Devereaux Jr., Hank for short, Lucky Hank, and he's this chairman of this university that is kind of in shambles at the moment. I mean, it's not a very high class university. It's just kind of like a community college sort of thing. And it's got a whole bunch of kooky characters in the midst of things. And some of them don't really want Hank to be chairman, the chair, anymore. And we have characters like Gracie slapping him with a notebook because she felt insulted by him, which is just it's a hilarious scene. I mean, I loved it in the book. That is probably the most iconic scene in the entire series. If not that one, then there's another one involving a goose, which does hopefully take place in this show as well. And it does seem like that's going to be the case because there is a goose pond at the university at Railton. So, I'm looking forward to that scene. In terms of some of the differences, though, like that I kind of noticed from the book, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch, but like the main ones that kind of stuck out to me, the character of Billy Quigley is a female in this. Now, she's actually a man in the book. And we also have the fact that Hank doesn't have a dog. Occam, in the book, he does. Him and his wife have a dog. I believe it's a rescued German Shepherd. So that's something that is a little different. Although maybe we'll see it sometime. I don't really know. Although I did really like how in this episode there's like certain philosophical moments and it can get kind of deep in a weird way, especially that moment where Hank's kind of talking about happiness, that voiceover scene. And I really liked all the voiceovers in this episode where you get a kind of good look into the character of Hank Devereaux. Just really enjoyed those moments. I also like the intro sequence, the animation that they did for that. It was a cool little intro sequence. That's a small little detail, but I did enjoy that. And also, this episode was just hilarious. The tone of this series is so fun and just truly hilarious. I mean, I especially loved the scene toward the end of the episode where Hank becomes chair again and he somehow manages to get 2 votes, and everyone's sitting at the tables just like, wait, how did this happen? It was hilarious, man. I mean, I loved it, and there was just a lot of funny moments like that in this series, and I expect to see more of that in the other episodes. Also, one thing I enjoyed that is true to the book, Hank's assistant, her voice is very notable because in the book, everything she says is followed with a question mark. So she kind of talks like this. Yeah, she kind of talks like this. It's hilarious. That also added to the humor. She wasn't in the episode that long, but it was very funny and very true to the book. So I'm glad that they kind of added that little personality to her character in the episode. And the character of Hank Devereaux is just a very complex character. He also has a daughter, Julie, and Julie has a boyfriend or a husband. I always forget. Russell is his name. They weren't in the episode that long either, but I did like that they were introduced in the episode because they are notable characters in the book. And I just really like the character of Hank. Or that one scene where he's. I also found this to be hilarious. The scene where he runs away basically from his daughter when she arrives at the house. That was just great. Great stuff. Bob Odenkirk in this episode was so good. And I also love the look that he's rocking in this episode. And just in the show in general, the beard and glasses. It's just pretty badass looking, if you ask me. He looks good. He looks really awesome. It's a very different look from something like his work in Better Call Saul. So I just really liked his look in this, and I love the character he's playing, and I love the show so far. I mean, it's pretty solid, man. I don't have too many negatives with it. I heard some people say it was a little boring, just like online. I disagree. I thought it was pretty engaging overall. I liked it, but I'm definitely curious to see what you guys have to say about it down in the comments below. Did you enjoy this first episode of Lucky Hank, and will you continue watching? I'll definitely be continue watching, but I don't know if I'll do reviews for it every week. We'll see how this video does, and if you guys like this video, you guys can let me know if you want more reviews, although maybe I will. And truth be told, I probably will, because, uploading daily, I gotta have as much content to cover as possible. But there you guys go. I'm just blabbering on now. Good first episode to the show. And I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about it down in the comments. So if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. And please make sure to check out my social media, my Twitter and Letterboxd down in the description and pinned comment below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.